One of the most prominent Wall Street analysts claims Tesla will achieve a 2 million electric vehicle run rate output by the end of this year. Is that realistic? Well, let's have a look. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to have you here on the channel. Fantastic to see so many subscribers come on board since we started around about 10 months ago. If you're new, make sure you check out some of the 1,000 plus videos we've created over the last 10 months. I think it's about 1,200 now, but I could be wrong. If anyone knows the actual number, let me know in the comment section below. I'll make a shout out to say thank you. Tesla can reach 2 million vehicle run rate in 2022, says a prominent Wall Street analyst. Wedbush technology analyst Daniel Ives believes Tesla can finish the year with a run rate of 2 million vehicles a year. Ives says Tesla's strong sales in Europe and China have increased his confidence about Tesla's 2022 performance. To give you an idea on Daniel Ives, is he someone worth actually listening to, or should we just ignore everything he says because he's a crap analyst and he doesn't get anything right? Well, actually, it's pretty good. He's ranked number 79 out of 7,930 analysts, right? Putting in the top 0.3 percentile in terms of getting his predictions correct. So he's a 5-star analyst, essentially. Out of 16,245 experts on tip ranks, he's actually ranked 101st. So he is basically the best analyst on Wall Street, or at least one of the top 3, which is pretty damn impressive. His average return per rating is 27%. So in other words, if you basically bought everything this guy recommended you to do so over the last 10 years, you'd be doing pretty damn well right now. So yes, I think it's worth listening to the guy. He knows what he's talking about. As you must know by now, Tesla is in the process of massively expanding the company's vehicle production capacity. According to the EV Makers Battery Day event, Tesla plans to produce 20 million vehicles a year by 2030. That's a very ambitious number. I'm a Tesla fan. I don't even believe that's possible. The reason I don't believe that's possible is because I think we've reached peak car. I think there's too many different options that are very affordable, cheap, easy to run, simple when it comes to electric mobility. I mean, so many people I know now are commuting to work using electric scooters, using electric bikes, using electric all kinds of contraptions, just because it's so much easier in so many places and so many cities globally to do that rather than use a car. I mean, for example, Southeast Asia, right? Taiwan has more battery swapping stations now than it does for electric scooters than it does petrol stations or gas stations. That's giving you an idea of where things are going. And things are not going that way. Don't get me wrong. In the West, they're not, but they're trending a little bit more towards that direction. So I think we've reached peak car. Therefore, I don't believe Tesla will be able to sell 20 million EVs per year, because I think the total market in 2030 will only be about 60 million cars. That'd mean Tesla would own 1/3 of the market. I think that's a little bit too much. 15 million? Yes, very possible, likely. But if you're out there, my friend, Mr. Solving the money problem, let's get into it. Let's have an argument about this. I know you predict that Tesla will hit 20 million per year in 2030. I don't. I'm going for 15 million. Let's talk about it. Let's get on. Let's make a video. Let's chat about it. This is a shout out to you, my friend. Let's do it. If Tesla does do this though, if they did achieve 20 million vehicles per year, this would make them the biggest automaker in the world, producing twice as many vehicles as the current #1 auto OEM, Volkswagen, which produces 10 million EVs per year. And obviously Toyota's about that number as well. I think Volkswagen actually dipped below 10 million last year. I think it was about 9 million. Toyota's still at about 10 million. But the writing's on the wall. In my view, Toyota is a dead man walking. Volkswagen is in a much better position than Toyota because they've got a CEO who isn't brain dead, literally. The CEO of Toyota, I'm sorry, don't get me wrong, I'm not Japanese phobic. I'm not against Japanese people. I like them. I love Japan. But frankly, the CEO of Toyota, he's just there because he's the grandson of the guy who started the whole thing. He's a joke. The guy's got no idea what he's talking about. He's a disgrace to the auto industry, whereas the complete opposite is the case for Volkswagen. Herbert Diess is basically putting his neck on the line, basically putting his head in the guillotine to just take the fall for Volkswagen in order to make the company, just to try and force them to adopt EVs, because he sees the writing on the wall. Even then, Volkswagen is a long way behind Tesla, and he says as much himself. For those of you saying, you're just a Tesla fanboy, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, why do you have to talk to Herbert Diess? Read his comments. I'm just paraphrasing what he said himself. He said that Volkswagen cannot compete with Tesla until their massive factory they're building, is finished, and it's not going to be done until 2025. So that's a long way away. That's 3 years away. And in the time between now and 2025, what will Tesla do? Well, they'll just continue to ramp up, continue to turn these factories that they say are going to build 500,000 cars into 1 million car factories. Who else is doing that? Who else is producing EVs and making a 30% profit? No one. No one. Not even in China is anyone doing that. That is why Tesla definitely has a huge advantage and can do 15 million per year. I just don't think 20. I think 20 is too optimistic. Now, to achieve this goal, Tesla has been expanding its production capacity all around the world at a rapid pace, at a pace that's never been seen before in the automotive industry. It hasn't. We've never seen this kind of growth from a vehicle company in the automotive industry in history. Recently, Tesla has started vehicle production at a new factory in Brandenburg. And amazingly, yes, amazingly, they have officially opened and they're now producing their vehicles and they're allowed to sell them to the public. It's something that all the naysayers said would never happen. In fact, the naysayers are still struggling with this news. They don't believe it. They think it's not true, that it's all a media conspiracy. It's a hoax. Tesla's lying. It's not true. Sorry for my friends. It is. It is true. It's real. It happened. Yes, I know it took 19 years for them to approve an airport in Germany, but somehow Tesla have gotten this over the line. I've got to say, you know what? Kudos to you Germans. There must have been some Germans who really wanted it to happen. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. So kudos to you. In addition to that, Tesla is finishing work. They're basically almost finished their mile-long factory at Austin, Texas. It's literally a mile long. I mean, imagine that. Lunchtime, you go, hey, I'm going to go for a run. You don't even get to the end of the factory before you go, oh, it's time to turn back. That's insane. Now, in addition, I think not enough focus is being made on what, in my view, is even more important to the factory in Austin, Texas, more important to the factory in Germany. That is the factory in China. Why is it more important? Because Tesla's vehicles in China will always be the cheapest to produce. It will never, ever change. Sorry, even if Tesla went to India or wherever else is people are claiming they're going to be in India, some YouTubers making videos, absolute baloney, bogus videos. They're going to India, they're going to Indonesia, they're going to Australia. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not. Tesla's vehicles in China will always be the cheapest to produce. The batteries will always be the cheapest. I mean, give me another example, right, of where there is a factory in the world that's extremely efficient, has staff that work for less money than we do in the West, has a battery gigafactory popping up 3 kilometers down the road with LFP battery cells, which are increasing in energy density this year by 28% for probably no extra cost, considering Tesla is CATL's largest partner. Obviously, the majority of their business is going to Tesla. Massive advantage, massive advantage. So I think the fact that CATL and Tesla are working together like this is just it's like an impossible advantage. I don't see how anyone can compete with that realistically over the long term. Plus, look at what Tesla are doing in China. I mean, why is no one mentioning the fact that they've ramped up production? They're already at a 1 million run rate. I don't know why anyone doesn't mention this. They're already at a run rate of 1 million. If you look at their vehicle deliveries in February, based on historical February trends, the run rate is actually more than 1 million. I mean, I don't think anyone actually recognizes it and is fully aware of the incredible production capacity of that factory, the efficiency of that factory, and the fact that Tesla is just saying, you know, this is a freaking gold mine. We're just going to actually build this out. We're going to build out another production line. We're going to build out another, we're going to make the factory even bigger. We're going to just keep on making billions of dollars from this factory. In addition, Tesla is increasing production capacity by as much as 50% at its Fremont, California plant. So the world is going, oh, Tesla can't do it because they're not building another, they haven't announced another Gigafactory yet. If they haven't announced one today, then they can't do it. Yeah, well, what do? They just say, you know what, Toyota and GM couldn't make this factory work. We made it work. And now we're going to add 50% more production to this factory. Yeah, that is what I call playing chess when others are playing freaking checkers. That is what Tesla is doing. Why? They have this dude who's insane. He's a bit of a mad hatter. He's quirky. He names his kids wacky names, but he's a freaking genius. His IQ is way higher than yours. There's not a single person watching YouTube videos on YouTube right now with the level of IQ and ability to deliver as that dude. As much as you don't like him or you do like him, that doesn't make any freaking difference. What you think about his personality, it's irrelevant. He is playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers. He is signing long-term contracts years before everyone else for minerals. He said LFP is a battery chemistry of the future when everyone in the West was like, LFP, piss that off. We don't want that crap. Guess what? That's changing now. They're all going, holy shit, nickel prices. Look where the nickel prices are going. We can't afford these batteries. What are we going to do? Tesla's selling their cars. Everyone wants Tesla. You know why? You know why? Because, you know what? Tesla is making millions of them. No one else is doing that. No one else. You don't have a choice. The Ioniq 5, awesome car. The Kia EV6, awesome car. You know what? GM Chevy Silverado EV, awesome car. Will be. I'm sure it will be. You know, Ford, I'm sure they're going to make awesome cars. You know what? None of them are making them production. None of them are making mass production of their EVs. None of them are doing it. And you know what? They said they would be by now, and they're not. And no one is pointing that out. The media are just giving them a free pass. It's a free pass. Oh, you know, they'll get there. They're investing. They just talk about the numbers. They're investing 100 billion here. They're investing 20 billion there. You know what? It hasn't happened. Will it happen this year? No. It's not even going to happen this year. The only company that's going to be mass manufacturing EVs this year is BYD and Tesla. Even Volkswagen's EVs will only represent no more than about 8% of their entire portfolio of vehicle sales. 8%. How hard is it going to be for them to get from 8% to 100? They're not even saying they're going to do it by 2030. They're saying that 50% of their cars in America, right, in 2030 will be ICE. Even Volkswagen, who is the gold standard for legacy auto. So you know what? Legacy auto is dead. They are in trouble. Can they climb out of the grave? Maybe. I hope they can. Let's say Tesla does do the 20 million sales, right? And they leave 66% of the market for everyone else. Well, we don't want 50% of that to go to China. Sure, we want the Chinese to do all right. I mean, they're people like us. But if the Chinese own, you know, they already own 54% of the electric vehicle market worldwide right now. If they own more than that, then that is a big problem because manufacturing of vehicles is a $3 trillion market. A $3 trillion market. And the West cannot afford to lose all that industry to Tesla and China. Now, my friend Danny Ives, well, he's not my friend, but I like him, who is managing director and senior equity research of Analysts covering the technology sector at Wedbush Securities, has put forward his Tesla production capacity growth expectation for 2022. Ives believes Tesla can finish the year with an annual production rate of 2 million vehicles a year. In comparison, in 2021, Tesla produced 930,000 vehicles and ended the year with a production run rate of 1.22 million vehicles per year. If they ended the year with a production run rate of 1.22 million vehicles per year, then I don't think you were measuring their production run rate correctly. I don't think that was happening. I think their production run rate was closer to 1.35 million. Anyway, by the end of this year, Daniel Ives says they'll hit 2 million. This is what he said. We believe unit deliveries are trending well ahead of street expectations for Tesla in the first quarter. China and Europe in particular are tracking at least 15% plus ahead of street estimates. And combined with US Model Y driven strength, Tesla could now be on a 2 million run rate exiting 2022. More context on Ives. He's got a pretty good track record of calling Tesla's future correctly. But this is still a prediction. We don't know for sure if this will happen. So let me know what you think. Do you think Tesla will hit a run rate of 2 million EVs by the end of this year? But maybe an even better question is, how many EVs do you think Tesla will produce in 2030? The winner gets an ice cream, courtesy of the electric Viking. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.